don't know if that worked. I don't have my phone. If anyone shows up in the chat, let me know what's up. Yeah, I keep looking for my phone and I don't have it. I think I can look up the stats on here, though. How would I do that? What's going on? Looks like there's a couple of y'all in here. What's up, Joanna? Good morning, or afternoon, or whatever time it is there. It is 10 to 8 in the morning here. Look, not quite closer to 1:45, but just about. How are we doing? Thought I would have a little cup of coffee and hang out with y'all. Had so much fun on the live streams the last couple of days, last couple of weeks that I'd come hang out. This mic stands exactly in my way. Little lemon water, little black coffee. Gotta stay hydrated. I read somewhere that lemon water is like 5 times more hydrating than regular water. And I guess super anxious when I'm dehydrated. I don't know if anyone else gets that. I don't know if like I get anxious and then dehydrated, or if I'm dehydrated and then anxious. But either way, it's not good. It's not fun. But a guy needs his caffeine, you know? Nice. Trying to set up a little like talking scene here where we can hang out. I want to have all my friends' bands up on the wall somewhere. I got Fry McDunstan handy here. Devotion, passion, focus, and reflection. It's kind of nice, right? Oh, look at that. It actually lights up in the camera too. What's up, Jalissa? Jalissa, right? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. From Poland. Wow, welcome. 10 to 4 in the afternoon. That's a big time change. It's a real big time change. How is Poland this time of year? It's actually warmer in here than I thought it was going to be. Make sure I don't pull my headphones out. It's warmer here than it's been for a long time. This late in November, like it's still double digits. We got one snowfall, but that was long gone. You can kind of see the sunrise kind of happening behind me. This is facing north. Chris, welcome from the Philippines. It's probably late over there, eh? It's cold. Welcome, my friends. If y'all are new to the channel, I'm from Canada, from the southern part of Canada. I can see like the sky of the States. It's over that way. This is north, and facing, like when I look at you guys, that's south. Montana's like right there. I do want to get to Europe. I do want to get to the Philippines. The Philippines has been on my radar for a long time. My mom's got some Filipino coworkers. Y'all are so much fun. 100% of the time. 100% of the time. And what's wild is everyone's a singer. Everyone's a singer. And then we get like some of these talents that stick out. And it's like, wow. Louisiana, welcome. Welcome. Cheers. I don't know if anyone else has to have like 6 drinks going at the same time, all the time. That's me, all the time. Coffee, water, probably a pop somewhere. Not this early, but usually. I gotta like turn this a little bit so I can read this chat a little more. I guess I can move the chat too. All right. Number 1 on the list of things to get is a different mic stand because wow. And if I go up with it, I'm gonna have to shrink it and then it's gonna hit the wall. So I'm just gonna leave it. Welcome, y'all. Which artist got you into my channel? That's a good question. I'm going to start asking for some Jesseisms soon. Someone caught me saying cleverly clever the other day. I do think there's a little bit of a time delay on this too, but I don't expect y'all to chat back and forward with me. I know y'all are busy too. It's like Monday or something today. Yeah. Jeez, it's Monday today. I got a buddy coming out. I'm going to go pick him up from the airport in 2 days. He's going to stay with us for 4 or 5 days. I'm trying to get him to do a podcast, man. Y'all would love him. I just know that everybody in the world would love him. And so hopefully we'll get to some time to do some stuff like this too. I want to bring him on and do some reacting too. Show him a few of our artists. Giselle. Oh man, when the Giselles start coming out, that's my favorite. It's so funny. Five in the morning, Mark? No. I do often, like just about every day, get up at 5 in the morning. And it's not some inspirational story of get up at 5 and get after it. You know, early bird gets the other bird or something. That's not me. I just don't sleep. I'm not much of a sleeper. I wish I did more valuable things with my time. That's why I'm trying to do stuff like this. But it's just about 8 o'clock here. If y'all don't follow my Twitch, I'll be on Twitch at 5 in the morning sometimes. Discord for sure. You message me at 5 in the morning at Discord, I'll respond. I should have had the links and everything in the description box. You could have come and hung out. Got sections to promote your favorite artists, your favorite other reactors. Don't have to promote me. I'm already there. I'm just playing. God, someone said the ASMR thing yesterday, and now it's stuck in my head. It's like all I could think about is how intimate my voice could be in this microphone. I keep pulling my headphones out. But I can hear myself in my headphones, so I think that's kind of funny too. But yeah, I want to do some more of these. I want to do some more hanging out, some more live streams. Especially with this little space here. I got to find some better chairs. Something with like a little comfier here. Just about 11 o'clock in the evenings, Chris? And that's in the Philippines? Yeah, that's a big jump. There was a, in the city, like I'm in a small town just up the way to the west. There's a city. There's like a very active Filipino society, I guess you could call it. It's like a group that gets together, puts on events and stuff. And I was flying home from DC. We went to a couple Bruno Mars concerts. One of my best friends, Betty, who I got a call. I've been so behind on everything. And on my way back, I was in Chicago and then flew back to Calgary, right? And on the flight back, I was just visiting with some people. I was just chatting, like, holy crap, the layover was awful, right? And it's like, so where are you from? I said, Lethbridge. They said, oh, we're going to Lethbridge this weekend. I said, what for? They said there's like a I can't remember what the event was called. But anyway, they were hosting a battle of the bands. And I was like, no way. I was like, you're sitting next to the right guy. They brought me on to be a judge. It was awesome. God, there's some talented bands around. I had no idea. I thought I was like, had this ego about it. Thought I knew every band around here. Turns out I don't. One drummer was like 8 or 7, and another drummer was 13 or 14. And I think that band's with that drummer, the 13 or the 14-year-old, I think they won. They got to like play on like a, what do you call that? Like a radio show or something, like a TV series or something, a bigger event. It was cool. Morissette. Let me write that down. I had a pen. Damn headphones. I had a pen. I'd say go spam my comments so that I could grab it, but comments are a gong show right now. Today is the rescheduled VIP chat with the Warning Patreon. My question to the sisters is about YouTube reviewers. Oh, really? Mark, what's your question? Good morning, Lee. I'm curious if what the question is. And I'm probably going to have a take on it, so. That's what happens when I get a microphone. What do y'all think of this little setup? It's kind of cropped in on me. I got to cover up this door. I got to cover up a little bit of the wall, but a little different from the regular setup, right? I reacted to a guitar player called Alip Bata, I want to say, from Indonesia. My comments are, I'd say go spam me the Morissette song, but I won't see it. It's wild in there. You got me on Instagram? Send it to me on Instagram. I'm really bad at Instagram, but if you send it to me when I'm looking, I'll definitely see it. Need some lights on the tree? I actually, old man, is it Yenny, right? Yeah, another regular. Welcome. I have there's a little pole light there. I stole the adapter for it I did a trio recording Wednesday night at a church. It was a classical guitar, a violin, and a flute. And apparently earrings. Apparently earrings made it into the audition tapes. So I stole the little adapter for it. I actually have some tiny ornaments too. I put this here before November 11th, and I wanted to wait. I wanted something green in here, but I wanted to wait until November 11th at least to put like the decorations out. But I actually have some like tiny little ornaments and stuff. Should almost get like a... Yeah, I got my tickets already, Joanna. I got my tickets already. Em, you're from Kansas? M. Jones? Might be a little bit behind on the live stream. Unless you're just like catching up. But I appreciate that. Yes, I have my tickets. Danielle and I have our tickets to the Renaissance film. I'm very excited. Danielle also loves tiny things. So like we have like a tiny Nutella. It's like this big. We've got a few things. So I might put like some little gifts under there. I wonder if I should get like a postal box or whatever they call that. Y'all can like make like little tiny decorations and have them on the tree. Eventually I'm going to get like a real plant. We'll have to like come up with a name for it and everything. We'll see how many I go through before one sticks. See, here I am just talking now. I like black coffee. I can't stand anything in my coffee. Like I just straight up don't like it. Oh, you just popped in? What's up? Welcome. Appreciate you being here. I can't stand anything in my coffee. I just like coffee the way it is. But my favorite is to have something sweet beside it. And I know there's a lot of people, I think like in Germany, maybe just like Europe as a whole, they'll have like chocolate as like a little dessert. I totally get it, especially with like bitter coffee, like a Diet Pepsi or something. And then you'd think that just means that put some sugar in my coffee, I'd be good. But then I can't stand the coffee. All right, Mark. Let's see this question. Joanna, I like being diplomatic about my outfits. If you're in the Discord, I usually end up posting. I'm not much for doing like the model walk, but I'll definitely let y'all pick what I'm wearing. We did that for Silk Sonic in Vegas. We did that for Bruno Mars in DC. We did that for a funeral. What's up, Jesse? Great name. My applause button's way over there. I'd give you some applause. Welcome, everyone. How are we all doing? Welcome, everyone who's new. Happy Monday, everybody. It's actually kind of worked out with this window. Except now I feel like I'm getting drowned out. My light isn't bright enough, but whatever. I'll be purple for a bit. I'll probably wear something silver though. Danielle and I like showing out um pretty loud. Like since I've started this YouTube channel, I've been pretty like socially anxious, but I'm normally like pretty loud. I'm like extremely extroverted. Um I like making noise, man. Like it's just I like knowing everyone in the room because it makes me feel safer, I guess. And yeah. Hartani. What a topic today. Yeah, we're just chilling. We're just hanging out. I had a little bit of time. I was just pacing back and forth in my house, waiting for my fiance to wake up, and I didn't want to wake her up, so I figured I'd come hang out with y'all. I've been live streaming like once a week for the last few weeks on here, be it reacting to some concerts or some albums or doing podcasts and stuff live. It's been so much fun. Y'all are so much fun. Hey, what's up, Annalisa? I appreciate you. You can make me blush. Good thing my face is all purple from this purple light. Joanna, we want to see the model walk like Giselle's during yesterday's stream. I don't got the hips for it. Oh, you know I'll try though. For the community, I'll try. Excuse me, sorry about that. I wish I had pictures handy. We did back in the day at an old job of mine. We went to it was called Walk a Mile in Her Shoes. So we all us, like I was the manager, but like all the personal trainers, a bunch of the athletes, a bunch of the regulars at the gym I worked at, we put on red dresses and high heels, went and marched around the lake with a whole bunch of other people, like 300-400 other people. Wow. And that was just regular walking, let alone like oh yeah. That's what we were just talking about. I got some mini decorations. They're actually right over there. Maybe I'll grab them in a minute. We could decorate it together. I'm really bad at decorating. Big ornaments go on the inside, small ornaments go on the outside, and you get like a depth. That's all I know. That's all I know. But yeah, I'm gonna put a little lights on it. I got some little mini decorations. Maybe wrap some mini presents. Not bad coffee though. Making that trash at home. We could just use the little Keurig thing. It used to be bougie or whatever, and use the like French press and all this stuff. But I'm just give me the coffee now. Haven't been in here in a while. How's the new setup? This is part of the new setup. Yeah. So what I did was this room I'm in, it doesn't sound very good. There's 10-inch studs on each side, so the walls are really solid. What, hey, good morning. Good morning. Is it S Rog? Rogue? Good morning. So I had to be kind of clever about how I filled this space because when I was like recording and I was trying to do YouTube videos with a different microphone before, it was really noisy in here. Like it was really bad. So a friend of mine gave me a whole bunch of they're called bass bins, and I'm just using them as like just dampening because I don't own this house. Like I just rent it, hopefully just for now. And so I don't want to like permanently affix like 80-pound boxes to the wall, right? So I just got them like stacked up and some packing blankets. But I used to have a couch here. But what I found was the couch became, I put it here for like conversations so I could like talk with people, hang out with y'all, whatever, right? But the couch, like you had to sit square like this. Like I couldn't even see this person. I couldn't have anything to have like a computer or anything handy. But it made the room sound really good. But then I switched to all these dynamic mics and I switched to all digital processing, and I don't really need to clean up the room that much more anymore. So I took the couch out, which freed up a lot of room in here. And it got me coming into the room more. Like it's easier to get in. They're like double doors, and the couch came like right up to it, so I can only use one door. And then if I had the light on the other side, it was just I was fighting myself, right? So I got rid of that. My mom wanted the couch, so she took the couch, and I had this little table and this little arm here. This part, this first half, folds down, so I can actually drop it down and give myself more room. And there's normally two stools that go underneath it, but I had these chairs just from a kitchen table that I like, but I want different chairs. But anyway, so now I feel like I got a spot I can come chill with y'all. We can just hang out. I've got lots more room to come in here and sing. And hey, Lonnie Bird, welcome. I kind of went live and then I didn't because it's like a new little setup and OBS is new and I didn't know what was going on. So I kind of went live, I kind of didn't, and then I went live again, um, and then, but yeah, so like my setup here where I sit for my reactions and stuff is basically the same. I got my newer gave me a light. We have a partnership. They gave me this light and my computer, my second monitor, my monitor speakers, my little mixer for my mic. But I've got a third monitor over here that I just set up for this stuff. And then I use my phone as a camera for over here. But then like Kevin can come over here. My buddy Andon, who's like a LGBTQ plus instructor here in Canada, he's coming over here for like 4 or 5 days. He's gonna sit here. We can have some coffees. Like yeah, this is just in the same room. This is just off to my left, y'all's right when you're watching the videos. And then this is the window that normally has a really ugly black cover over it, but I just pulled that off because it's beautiful outside. This door I got to cover up, but that gets me outside. I was thinking about I can drag a camera out there and like a little lapel mic wirelessly, play my guitar and sing a song and record it. I think that might be fun. I don't know, man. It's fun. Like, what a dream. I get to hang out. I get to make YouTube videos and I get to listen to music that y'all like as an empath, as like definitely a people pleaser, but like it gets me so excited when y'all send me music and you're like, yo, this moved me so much. Or like, watch this drummer. Like I freaked right out. I had to send it to you. And like all of a sudden I'm in. Like I really don't care what the video does at that point. Like I'm in, right? So like I just want to lean into that. Like what a life. And then I sit here like sad and depressed all the time. So I was just like, I'm doing this to myself, man. Like, so, and I don't want to go down that whole conversation. That's for another time. But like, I wanted to make the room that I wanted. It's not with the stuff that I want, but it does the thing I want. And it's easy. Yeah. Lonnie Bird's been there. So like, I've been playing guitar a little bit. I've been practicing lots because I want to come to y'all with at least a couple new songs each time. So I've been practicing more than I've been on. But like, I don't know, man. It's a cool life. Like, y'all really served me a blessing here, man. And just gotta lean into it a little. That's all. I appreciate you guys enjoying it though. How would you rate the stage of Renaissance from 1 to 10? Have I ever worked on a stage that big? The closest stage that I worked to that size would have either been Cirque du Soleil, Kiss, or what else? Probably Cirque du Soleil or Kiss. Cirque du Soleil had a moving stage. So they had like a platform that literally traveled the whole length of the floor, like where normally people would be, right? But like it literally was on wheels and had like 30 people that had to manually move it. So that took like 2-3 days to build, let alone all the like things in the air. Good morning, Rob. I appreciate you being here. Appreciate you. When they officially dropped, that's when I am gonna do it. I took like a little poll, did a little like question and answer. When more came out, it seemed like the general consensus was wait till the original or till the official one. So unless I missed it, I might have missed the notifications. But I'm just waiting for the originals to come out. That's all. From the UK, welcome. What's my practice routine? I'm learning how to play bass because of Ali from The Warning. You'll get out of it what you put into it, right? So right now, I'm trying to fuel. I'm chasing dopamine, right? So when I'm distracted or when I'm down or when I'm anxious or any of these things, I come in here and I practice. And lately I've been singing until I can't anymore. And then I rap until I can't anymore. And then I'm in a great mood. Like I've got energy. I can focus again. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so for me, it's more of a like, how long does it take until I feel okay again? Or like I'm just spent. And that's usually like a good feeling. It's like working out and like being so drained, you could barely drag yourself to the car. But when I was starting, my guitar teacher said 1 hour a day, whether you want to or not. And I think he was absolutely right because I had to find a new teacher pretty quick. Like he was fantastic, man. I wish we were still close. We were close for a long time after the fact. But I just like outgrew what he could teach me really, 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 really quickly because it was like an hour of focused time a day. And I talk about ADHD lots. That was probably the only focused time that I ever spent on anything. So arpeggios, charts, tabs, out of my head. Oh, bro. For me, it's like it's patterns. I just like look for patterns. So if you learn a pentatonic scale and then you learn like how you can make that like a minor scale or a major scale, you just add a few more notes in each spot, and then you see how that plays everywhere on the fretboard, and then you just go, oh, this song just goes like this position, this position, this position, this position, and you're like, oh, it's the same as this song in this position, but these two are flipped, and it just becomes shapes. And like anything that like if you're on like the first string and you got to do like a big run, that note is within reach. It's within 3 frets. So like if you can find where all the octaves are and memorize where all the octaves are, that's probably going to be your best go to. And then just like run through them. So it's like F, 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 F. I think there's 23 on a 6 string guitar. Um, and then, um, and then from there, it's like, what are you listening to, right? So why over what? So if you're listening to AC/DC, what is going to be big chunky guitars or guitar chords? Why is going to be learning your first position guitar chords, right? So if you're challenging yourself to learn like your open chords, AC/DC is great because most of their songs are in those positions. So like your G chord, your C chord, your D chord, your A chord, your E chord, and um, what's nice about that is it gets you a solid foundation, right? So for me, I want to learn those big chords. I played an SG. I liked how it sounded, so I wanted those big chords. So I found artists that had those big chords. If you want to learn how to play like Master of Puppets or like the Muse songs like Ali, then you have to find riffs that hold your attention and that like I got to figure that out. I'm so close. I got to figure it out. I got to figure it out. And nothing's going to beat that motivation. There's nothing that someone will tell you. There's no job, there's no paycheck, there's nothing that'll motivate you as a musician than like a riff that's just out of your reach. I promise you that. And then so you just got to like break it down, right? And like simplify things. Like the warning is intricate. So give yourself a little bit of kindness on that, right? go learn an AC/DC song or six. Like and then you'll see from that like the movements. Like so if you play You Shook Me All Night Long, it goes 3 and then down the string, open 2 3 2 open D string, right? You can play that all on the first string. You can play it on the first and second string, but that's a pain in the ass. So then you learn how to move on the first 3 frets and you can play the whole song. And then from that, you just keep going along, right? Yeah, and that's the nice thing about guitar. Like it's just shapes. So like there's Nashville charting. You can learn Nashville charting where you're just calling out numbers. The song goes 1 4 5 6. What position? A. Okay. So then it's E A. No, sorry. If it's in A, so it'd be A D E, and the 6 is F sharp minor. So it's just 5 5 7 and 2. And then if I said it was in G, it'd be 3 3 5 and open. This is the same everywhere. There's another question in here. 2 new songs are awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to hear them. I'm sure. Like I can't wait. Yeah, well, and then like it's the same with piano. Piano is wild too. Like, and there's shapes, there's patterns that you can move like your hand, and it's kind of the same. But you still have to know like which one's flat, which one's sharp. Like, how do I stay motivated and don't focus on views and likes? That's a good question. Um, I pursue different metrics. Like at the end of the day, I have to treat it like a business and I have to grow, right? It's just like if I chase things like subscribers or if I chase things like likes and views, like what's the bar? Like I couldn't even like I could say I want 10% likes on a video and that happens and that's cool. Like it's exciting. That's when it gets me like hype, right? Um, Sometimes like in Angelina Jordan, The Warning, like a quarter y'all like compared to the views. But like I can't say a number because this video might do 200, this video might do 10,000 like and then on top of that, the 10,000 view video might pay me $0 and the 200 view video might pay me $60. On average it's 5 to 8, but average the videos pay me about $5 or $8. But that's just more of like that tells me that people are watching the video. So the metric that I chase is how long are y'all watching the video? Because for me, being in entertainment, if you're only watching 20% of my video, then who am I entertaining? You know what I mean? If I can get y'all up to 80% of my videos on average, those of y'all hanging here probably watch the majority of my videos, or at least of the ones that like you like the artist, right? Hey Cheesy, what's up? What's up? But for me, it's like, so my average watch time just went down. I had one video, it was a shorter video, do really well. So now my average went down, right? But I'm trying to get to 8 minutes as my average watch time. So that to me tells me that y'all are enjoying the videos more. And coincidentally, it pays me more. So I could chase the money, man. I could post videos that pay high, but that doesn't do anything. Like it's all dependent on if y'all are watching the video, if you're enjoying the video, if you're rewatching the video. So that's what I pursue. Try to find things that are try to give, like, add value. Like we are kind of niche down a little bit, right? I do have a tech background. I try to add a little bit of tech flair to it. Hopefully want someone to pick up an instrument or record themselves and feel confident in it, right? It's kind of the big dream. But what do you think about people who can play instruments without learning it? Like they just have a gift. I was at a party once and someone asked me to play guitar, and like as a guitar player, it's like that's never the place you want to play guitar. I was never that kind of attention guy. So whatever, you play a couple songs, everyone can sing along to, right? And then someone goes, "Oh, like, can you explain to me how to play guitar?" I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Put your fingers here, and it'll be this chord, and then just take that same thing and put your fingers here, and it'll be this chord. Put them here, and now you have Wonderwall. And he goes, "Oh," he goes, "So like, what is that?" And I'm like, "I don't know, man." Like, kind of explain it to him, and then he starts like kind of figuring out, and then he starts playing, like, been playing for 30 years. So that put a sour taste in my mouth. Like buddy had been playing forever, pretended he didn't know and just figured it out. But I do believe that people, like, you see it in musicians where they're holding a guitar and it just looks like an extension of their body. And I think that would happen no matter what. Like whether they were given a guitar, a piano, a ukulele, something that they could just express themselves in, they're going to express themselves no matter what. So picking up an instrument and learning it on the spot, very interesting. Very, very interesting. I have a sour taste in my mouth. But I do think that like people will, like, it doesn't matter what. It doesn't matter like what what is, the why is going to happen. Like their purpose is going to happen, whether it's expression, whether it's poetry, singing, like they're going to find a way to express themselves. That was violin, not violence. Violin. You had someone like that too, Casey. Good morning, Dwizzle. Welcome, everyone. Did I miss any questions in here? Riz, is it Riz N21? Good morning from Indonesia. Wow, or good evening from Indonesia. Nice to meet you too. All your AJ videos. Oh man, there's a heart in the way. Watch every very last second. I think you're a very good job analyzing performances. Hey, I really appreciate that, Dean. I really do. It's honest to God, the best thing you can do is watch a whole YouTube video. So, like you can see, like, you know, everyone clicks in the beginning, the first like 5 seconds, the 30-second mark is like the real window, right? You can see them all front load and then drop off. And then you see where it catches, like, I don't know, however many views per hour or whatever. And then at the end, when you start saying your goodbyes, it drops off really bad. And apparently, if you start your goodbyes too early, YouTube won't promote your videos as much. Apparently, I don't actually know. So watching to the very end does promote, apparently, your video more and more and more. So I try to do that on my reactions too. I try to leave it up. And then if it's like a long outro of just sitting there, I'll just pause it and then finish the reaction video. And then I let it run out at the end. Is it Farad check? Apart from the Beehive, Silk Sonic and like Bruno Mars and the Hooligans was a big one. The Warning and Angelina Jordan, big ones. Every time I post a Warning or an Angelina Jordan video, it's like 4,000 views. Like, it's wild. Morissette's been a big one for a long time. Maury's a tank. Who else? 21 Pilots. I was doing a lot of 21 Pilots for a while. I got another one coming up. Chris Brown has been another big one. How do I deal with stage fright? Oh, hold on. Like languages, the first instrument is hard and takes many hours to get proficient. The second, subsequent instruments don't really take. Yeah, like I can sit down at a piano, and by the end of sitting at the piano, I'm better at it, right? But like all I'm doing is just taking like guitar positions and figuring out with chords. But like as you start to figure out like your hand placements, because I can do some goofy chords on guitar too. Once you start like reminding your hand that it can move that way, then it starts to like kind of figure itself out, right? But that's the other interesting thing too, like about the support thing, right? So people will watch their artist, which is cool. I like that. Like, and I want to do playlist artists on the channel more than like finding new artists just all the time. Because then we can like grow the fan base and people get to know each other, and then the Discord gets exciting. Like Lonnie Bird knows a bunch of people now, and like it's fun, right? Um, but yeah, and then like I look at the Patreon requests and like where I get the most requests there, and it's like gospel, lots of R&B. I think people just like watching me laugh, just chuckle. How do I deal with stage fright? Stage fright was a perception thing for me, I guess. I heard someone say, this is like a wild quote from someone, or like from the who it's from. It's like some gangster somewhere in the States. But he said something to the effect of he ran into someone like some other gangster thug or whatever at like some convenience store, bodega or something. And Buddy was like, "Yo, like, what are you doing out here all by yourself in the middle of the night?" He's like, "All by myself." He's like, "You're here. I better not be by myself." And I just went, "Oh, we have friends everywhere." So I just like, I make it my mission to be like, y'all are my friends. Like, come with me on my journey. Like when I went to Vegas, it was like I made a Snapchat just for that. It's like, add me on Snapchat. Let's go to Vegas together. Like that takes me away from the stage fright. And I do have a lot of stage fright. Like my hands just settled down. But I don't know, it was a perception thing, man. It was like if people are willing to take the time to pay attention a little bit or at least show up, then I better give you something to pay attention to, right? And if I do it like as if y'all are my friends, rather than like trying to win you over or trying to prove something, like it's like dating actually. It's a lot like dating. If you go into it like you need something or you want something, game over. If you go in it and just enjoy yourself, just be you and do the best you can and just live in the moment, that's always it, right? Like just living in the moment. Oh yeah, we were talking about the big stages, and then I'll answer that. So Kiss, Kiss had a giant mechanical spider with fully functioning body and legs, and like they took up so much of the building. And then it would come down, and Gene Simmons gets up on the head, and he goes up and he sings "God of Thunder," and it's spitting fire and all the shit. But like this thing was huge. Like it was like when you're standing underneath it, it felt weird because you're like if that falls, if any part of that falls, like a bolt falls off of that, it's gonna go right through my foot. You know? And then the Cirque du Soleil thing, same thing. They had this big, it was kind of like a clamshell almost, like this big kind of rear built up section. And then the actual flat deck of the stage went it took the whole floor. So there was no floor seating in our hockey arena or stadium, whatever. So those were big, big, big stadiums. The Cirque du Soleil one was really cool. I apparently have a family member that was in one of the original designings of something Cirque du Soleil. And so that was like just a cool gig. And like a lot of the people were from Quebec, which is where my family's from. So it was a cool gig. It was a big gig. What's an artist I wished I had worked on? Probably if a bolt fails, yeah. That's probably an easier question to answer. Like, I'd like to see some of the artists, like if I could do like a documentary, if we could do like a today quality documentary with like Led Zeppelin or like someone who did stuff for like my industry, right? Like Led Zeppelin, they invented like what we use for delay today. Like they would put a guitar amp here and a guitar amp like 50 feet away with the same source, record both of them because they had a time delay. And now you have like a slapback on your guitar, right? Like I'd like to catch some of that stuff. I'd like to. There's some bands that like I have really intimate relationships with that I would like to do stuff like that with. So like the Glorious Sons, I've mixed. I've worked with a bunch of times, and then I've gone and seen like 13 or 14 times now. Um, and then um, I'm trying to get in touch with a band called One Bad Son. They're all Sun bands. One Bad Son. Their drummer's a lawyer, like a musician copyright lawyer. And I thought, like, what would be a greater person to have on a podcast or like have on a conversation than someone who literally deals in this, right? And is a dope drummer. Yeah, I don't know. Tours, I honestly never really started paying attention to tours and stuff until the YouTube channel. Like that was also a part of my desire for that is like I like the pop culture news, I guess, or like the music culture news and some of the subculture news. I like that stuff. I just never knew how to keep up on it. So I figured like if I had to, then y'all would point me in the right direction, right? Hockey Gold Barn. Found this artist because of your channel. Yeah, I love that, man. That'll make my whole entire week. Casey, that'll make my whole week. What's your favorite stage setup? Arena stages or stadiums? The one without the roof, I think, would sound better. I think that's an arena, right? I like clubs though. Yeah, Pink Floyd, right in that same thing, Dean. So like my first sound job ever, like I worked for a sound company. I would help on setups and teardowns and changeovers and stuff like that. But like my first doing sound for a band, I told the band I wouldn't charge them nothing if they learned Comfortably Numb so I could do the delay on it because I just bought this delay reverb unit. Hello, hello, hello. Oh man, I ate that. I was too young to be in the bar. So when the band was taking breaks, I had to go outside. Yeah, like that. Like I'd like to be around that shit because I just want to see like the innovation. I want to see how that happens. Have I ever discussed vocal Damas? No, I haven't. No, I haven't. I think that Alip was my first Indonesian artist. If I'm being perfectly. Oh, okay. Then stadiums. Yeah, stadiums are the ones that I like because we have like the Calgary Flames. Um, the hell's it called? I think they call it a stadium, but it's got a roof. It's got a roof. For the y'all that didn't know I was Canadian, I get busted every once in a while. You know what someone said to me? Someone was like, "You talk a lot," and then they're like, and "Then you said you were Canadian, so I guess it makes sense." I was like, "What? What the hell does that mean?" Um, I worked on Mariana's Trench show, and he was flying all over the building. That was interesting. Oh, the Kiss show was actually on like the night before my buddy's birthday. So my buddy's birthday is 7/11, so July 11th. So the concert was July 10th, and at midnight he walked by Gene Simmons' basses and farted on them for himself for his birthday present. He said that was his gift because the gig was awful. I'm sure the band and everyone was great, but like holy. Lost Hate, what's up? Welcome. What rock artist could you see Beyonce doing a song with? She did something with Lenny Kravitz already, right? There's actually, you know what? There's a band called Monster Truck I'd like to see her do something with. If I could be selfish. Like y'all gotta understand, my musical like tastes and flavors and stuff are so weird. That's why like I hate when people are like, do a top five. I'm like, my top five will discount me from the conversation. Just because like I just don't know enough. I just don't know enough. So like if I could pick an artist that I think would be dope, I think it would be Monster Truck or like something like Southern and heavy. Because like the Jack White song was really cool. It just wasn't quite enough for me. And that's what I always get from Jack White. And I actually saw Jack White, and that was what I wanted. Like the live performance was exactly what I wanted from Jack White. Yeah, cheesy, you know. You know, you want me to put something on? Nah, it's too early for that. Like just nasty southern rock. It'd be awesome. My cat's trying to get in here. He sounded happy. He had a rough couple of days. Rough week, maybe. Anyone else just like disassociate a whole week every once in a while? Check out Monster Truck. Yeah, listen to I'm on Fire or Cheesy. What was I started a podcast off with one. It's never too early. I'll play some Monster Truck. All right. I'll play some Monster Truck. These guys are like a festival band in Canada. I think they're from the States, but they play lots of festivals in Canada. Pod intros. I should have saved it in there. Yep. Yeah. Get My Things and Go, this is called. Eat that. Tell me Beyonce wouldn't eat that. And the chorus has this like falsetto section. I want to get my things and go. Yep. Oh, yeah. Yep. I've got artists that I won't react to because of their fan bases. Lost Hate? Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. Chris Brown songs other than the 11:11 album. I did his Michael Jackson performances, and I did a few other highlight performances that are just on Patreon right now until I finish with the 11:11 record, and then a few more of those will come out. But like the Breezy fan base is one of my biggest fan bases on Patreon, so I get lots of requests from them. It's just lots of them get blocked too. But I'm gonna like my goal for December is to come up with a way to utilize the free Patreon tier that's valuable but doesn't devalue the Patreon experience from my committing, I should say, patrons. But don't hurt yourself and daddy lessons. Yeah, see, like that's what I'm talking about. Like that daddy lessons energy with this shit, like with that shit. Oh man. Because like he's talking about he got off work early, picked up a pack of beer and a bottle of Chardonnay, and he's gonna surprise his wife, and he caught her with another man. You know how we get down. It's a brawl right now. Don't even get your clothes. I heard Powell got drummer of the year. Really well deserved. Absolutely well deserved. Nathaniel, I appreciate you. I love you all too. I love you all too. This is really cool. I can't see how many people are in here, but this is really cool. In Modern Drummer, cool. I'll watch that. The same magic. Oh yeah. For me, it's moments, man. Like, and like it's if you can have these moments, like there's one that Beyonce, like it's always the same. That whole thing. That build up to that and that whole section, the drop off of that. Like that to me is one of those moments. It's like, oh, you're different. Like, and it's not even the run. It's not even the run. It's just the placement of it and like how it all comes together and everything. And Michael had so many of those, and he would like create them. They would be like outside of the songs, even like unreal. Hey, Ashleyna, what's up? Another great reactor. What's up? What's up? What's up? I appreciate y'all showing up. 17 in here. Welcome everybody. I appreciate y'all hanging out. These headphones actually sound surprisingly good for these little earbuds. I think they came with like a phone I had. They're AKG. But yeah, if Powell got drummer of the year or upcoming drummer of the year, that's fantastic. She absolutely deserves that. Powell's like the interesting thing about that. There's another reactor that said this, or she could play a lot of things. She doesn't. Like she's the most on brand drummer, or like consistently on brand drummer. Oh, my mom's calling me. That I think I've like heard of or seen, or like especially for her age. Like normally people, especially like when they learn. Y'all ever heard? I don't know if this will get me blocked, but check this out. Check this out. I laugh about this all the time. Have you seen Pow hit like a girl with faith? No. No, I haven't. That felt weird to read even. um so my opinion on this, and I have no real proof of this, but a drummer learns a fill and then that's all they can do for a while. So I think this drummer was playing the like snare and the hi-hat at the same time and just loved it because this song is just littered with it. And I just think that the drummer is just like, hey, I got this new fill and I really want to do it. And I think a lot of drummers fall into that. And I'm yet to see Pow do that. Like she gets better and better at what she does, and it's like always on brand for her as a drummer. Like you can tell who it is just by hearing her, right? It's like Taylor Hawkins, right? Oh my god, I threw myself off there for a second. Yeah, like you know it's him when he's playing drums, and it's tasty, it's tight, it's like sounds great. It's just like you know it's him because it's the same all the time. It's the same all the time, and they get better and better, and they progress, and they'll do new things, but it's on brand all the time, which I think is fantastic. Super Bowl halftime show, if you had the chance, yeah, I absolutely would. I love the chaos. I love the chaos. I liked being like so in our city. Gather around, everybody. Got a story to tell. In our city, there was when I started, there was only two sound companies in town. Maybe like a DJ that could do a small band or something, but there's only two sound companies in town. They were kind of partners. They both took me under their wing, and they brought me out to shows until I turned 18, and then until I turned 17, really, and then they sent me on my own, right? Take a tech with me or do shows by myself or whatever, right? So, where was I going with this? What comment was I just reading? What comment was I just reading? I had somewhere I was going with this. Let's take another question. Ashlina, which instruments do I play? I technically am a singer and a guitar player. If you want to go by like what I've had lessons in and all this stuff. But I've played drums in a couple of bands. I've definitely played drums in recordings. I've played bass. I've played piano, keyboards. I played percussion in high school, so like I could play all the mallet instruments pretty well. I really like getting down on all the talking about drummer and the fill. Yeah, it's going somewhere with it. I thought I was being funny with my storytelling, cross my legs. But anyway, yeah, so like I've played a little bit of everything in a lot of things. But like if you called me up and you're like, hey man, I'm putting a band together, I'd be like, okay, I'll like sing and play guitar, or I'll like do backing vocals and guitar and stuff like that. But I've played piano, I've played keys in bands, played drums in bands, the mallet instruments. I like the rudiment stuff. I like watching the college bands get down, like the what do they call those? Like the big bands and stuff. They're just wild, man, with all the dancers, and there's 200 of them up there in the drum groups. Oh man. Oh man. God, I wish I could remember where I was going with this sound story. There's only a couple in town. Both took me under their wing. Super grateful for that. Um, they both had very interesting, different approaches to sound too. One of them viewed it like a musician. One of them viewed it like a science. And I definitely vibe with like viewing it as like a musician. Like when people ask me like to describe myself as like a sound guy, it's like, well, like the console was just my instrument. Console and processing was just my instrument. Like it was all about, I don't know, getting into the big picture, painting a picture the artist wanted or something like that. And it was a different approach. It's fun though. I was on tour with yeah, watching skills. Yeah, absolutely. Halftime show. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, that was it. That was exactly it. So there's only two of them, and so we kind of like were afforded the luxury of knowing all the bands in town. Like anybody that was gigging often, we knew them. Like we were pretty close to them, right? And when we like when you rely on gigging, like you only work Friday, Saturday. Like it's not much of a living, so you got to pick up other stuff, right? And so we worked at the NMAX Center. It's called the stadium in town, right? And we were just local crew, so we were really nobodies. You get paid cash at the end of the day, but since everyone knew who we were and what we were up to, they usually promoted us to like lead positions at the stadium, which is kind of like a overglorified way of saying that we had to babysit. But it was cool because we were busy. We'd be there before everyone else and after everyone else. We got to see like the hands-on details that all the techs were doing. So they'd be like, "Hey man, I got to patch this whole thing together. I need the whole speaker system built. Can you go do that with these 10 people?" "Yeah, no problem. Let's go." So then you go build the Meyer rig or whatever, right? And like it was just a little bit more hands-on than just the standard. And I loved that, man. I loved like directing trucks. I loved directing people. I love seeing all the equipment come in and out, seeing how it all works together. So like the chaos for me was a thriving thing. So I think being involved in something like the Super Bowl not only would just like the volume of it, the size of it, but the intensity of it, the execution of it would be really exciting for me too. I worked on the Price is Right was touring with, I can't remember who the host was, but they had a whole bunch of moving parts. Like the set would come out and then go away. The wheel would come out and then go away. And then we had to like tape different spots on the floor where we had to run to. You got no heads up. You had to hide behind the things so nobody could see you because it had to look automated, right? And like that to me was just so much fun. The thrill of that. Things that would probably make me anxious today was very exciting at a time in my life. So there you go. There's your story. There's the story I was getting to. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate the assist. Yeah, it was fun. I went on tour with a band called Dr. Hook. Some of y'all might remember they had a song called Cover of the Rolling Stone. It was like their big one. They had a few others, Ray Sawyer and Dr. Hook. And we were in northern Alberta. And we ran into like a different technician that used to work for us for years and years and years and years and years. Just disappeared one day. Just like we just hadn't seen him in years now. And we just turned this corner outside this building in this town in Alberta. And there he is. Like, what the hell? But the drummer was the original drummer's kid. And he was good, man. He was tight, but like he wasn't, like I think he was doing it more for the family, like heritage or name or whatever, more than like wanting to be in the band. He took a long time to set up his drum kit. So after he left, I sat down and played his drums for a minute, and I got in a lot of trouble for that. But I said, "Y'all, like, just chill, just let me do my thing." Then the next day, I set up his drums for him because it was our rental kit. I just set him up for him. He comes in, he sits down, he kind of wiggles the snare a little bit. And he goes, "Huh, this is perfect." And I go, "Oh, great." Perfect. We just saved ourselves 2.5 hours. So like, I don't know, man. Like it's fun. I just like being involved in stuff. I trust myself. I think that's a big part of it. I trust myself. And then like it's reaffirming for the soul or something, like when you can do something like that and it works out. Like that's just like, oh man, like check that off the box and just keep going, right? One of my thoughts on the hologram performance is like Tupac at Coachella. So no judging me, okay? When I was a young boy, when I was a young lad, one of the first times I had a little puff of the reefer was on Coachella weekend. I wasn't at Coachella, but they were streaming it, right? This is early YouTube. Early YouTube. First couple little puffs of this like, ever in my life, right? And no idea what to expect. And we're watching this, and all of a sudden Tupac's on stage. I'm like my eyes playing games with me. What the fuck's going on here? And it was a hologram, and I thought it was really cool. I think it is really cool. I think that all that stuff is really cool. If it's obvious that that's what they're up to, I don't want to get tricked. Good morning, Andy. Welcome, my friend. I don't want to get tricked. I don't want to get tricked by AI. I don't want to get tricked by holograms. I don't want none of the smoke and mirrors. If you're gonna do it for like artistic flavor, and I don't want anyone doing it. Like I think it was Snoop Dogg with Tupac. Fantastic. I don't want to bring Tupac on stage. You know what I mean? Actually, no, yeah. But like if like that was just like a standard thing, like doing a cover or like having like a track or something, like I could have a hologram of Tupac on stage. I don't want that. I don't want that at all. Snoop Dogg doing it, go right ahead, man. Go right ahead. And I understand that is very different. Just like even if you strip out their relationship and everything, I understand that. But even if it was just like for sake of availability, like the AI thing, yeah, I don't like that. I don't want that. It was really cool how they incorporated Freddie Mercury into a few parts of the Queen concert. It added a little bit of the performance. Yeah, see, I think that's really cool too. And did y'all watch that little Beatles documentary that came out? Reading a boring contract. I appreciate you. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Did y'all watch that little Beatles thing that came out? About the song that they put out? I can sum it up for you. It's basically when George Harrison was still alive, and John Lennon had already passed, Yoko Ono got a hold of Paul McCartney and said, "Hey, I have 3 tapes of songs that John was working on. I was wondering if you guys could work on these." Welcome, Danny. Welcome. It's been a great day so far. Just hanging out with this beautiful audience here, beautiful crowd here at the BEL team. So Paul said, yeah. So he hit up Ringo Starr, George Harrison. He said, "Hey, man, we got some tapes with John on it. We want to see what we can do." So 2 of them were usable. 1 of them was not. And they tried everything they could for the one that wasn't, and they just couldn't make it work. So they released the 2. George Harrison passed away. I'm paraphrasing a whole bunch here, right? Fast forward now to today, and they're working on this documentary for the Beatles, or one of the documentaries, and I can't remember how they came across it. They had to strip some sound off of something. Like they use this AI sequence to strip audio off of something. We've seen that. There's reactors that do that. I've done that a couple times where you put an MP3 or a WAV file into it and it pulls out the vocal or pulls out the bass or whatever. And they kind of thought, hey, if you can do that, can you do that from a tape that we have from the 90s? And they tried it and they set it all up, and it just gave them this perfect replay of John Lennon's voice. Like it is freaky how good it sounds. Freaky. From going from like playing piano and just singing out loud to like a tape machine, just like your handheld little tape cassette player, to what they got was unbelievable. And then they had some George Harrison guitar parts recorded, I guess, that Paul McCartney kind of replayed and kind of beefed up a little bit with a slide guitar and tried to keep it the same. And then Ringo Starr played drums on it, and it's now, and they used a little bit of like AI filling for some old takes and some old lyrics of John Lennon to fill out some parts of the song, but they it's the closest thing we'll have to like a original Beatles lineup new song probably ever. Or it's the last one, probably. There's a 12-minute documentary on it. It's really interesting. Do I agree that the music industry is worse these days, or there is no more gatekeepers, so it's all oversaturated and it's hard to have longevity? I think that that's like 2 valid points. I do think that the music industry the thing is I don't know how much worse it is. I just think that there's a lot more light on it. Like there's a lot more availability. You know what I mean? Like how many horror stories have we heard from these record labels that date back to the 70s, 80s? Look what they did to Elvis. You know what I mean? Like just any time that you can like sacrifice art or devalue art for someone else to make a penny, like, and like music is the most devalued art on earth right now, in my opinion. Like I pay like $6 or $7 between three of us, and I can listen to all the music I want to. Can you imagine like three or four of us trying to split a painting? Like a real, like comparatively, like pick like, The Warning, this fantastic, well-renowned, upcoming artist. Pick that, take that, put it into picture art form. What's that cost? What's that cost? Way too much. Three of us don't want to buy that. And how are we going to split it? We're going to get custody? Like, it's ridiculous, right? What are we? Angelina's going to Paris on Saturday. Oh. Yeah. So independent artists, I do think have the competitive edge because, like, look at y'all. Look at the fan bases that you've created. A really current one right now is Ren, right? Independent all the way through, makes his own beats. He's got his own videographer. He spent $2,000, was like his highest budget for a music video, and he's won all kinds of awards. And he does it all himself, right? And that's pretty cool. He's got 1 million people that subscribe to his YouTube channel. And I don't know if a label could give me that right now. Because I follow a band. I know a drummer that just got picked up by a label band. They got 36,000 on YouTube. They've been in the game just as long. So like as an independent, you kind of have the freedom to do and move the way you want to and do what feels right. And if you can resonate and if you can stroke and stoke your community and give your community what they want, you can do the things the way you want to. I think you got a way better example or advantage. It's kind of like how many people do I want to call to shift to fifth in my car on the highway? Or do I just want to shift to fifth and go? Like the sign said 100, man. I haven't seen a cop in 40 kilometers, but I don't want to call this executive and this executive and this executive and this producer and this manager and this songwriter just to hit the speed limit just to catch up. You're flying out of here. But then, like, I also think that we're moving into like a virtuoso field, right? Like let's pick hip hop again. So like if you're not out of this world talented, I don't think that you get noticed. And I'm outside of the club scene and the radio scene and all that shit. But when it comes to like actual reach and influence, like look at Polyphia. Like when was the last time guitar playing was as cool and popular as Polyphia is right now? It's been a long time. It's been a long time. Like my buddy Dave told me a story about going to a big music catalog thing. And I think it was like someone like Steve Vai just shredding away, just giving this master class and nobody gives a shit. And then Slash goes up there and plays 4 seconds of Sweet Child of Mine. Boop, 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 boop. And everyone loses their minds. So it's like guitar playing wasn't even cool when Slash was doing it. At first it was, but like for the last little while. But it's coming back, man. You got to be a freak. You got to be a freak and you got to have your audience and you're going to do things that no record label is going to know what to do with. They're not going to know how to handle a band that's math timing, drop tune, distorted, perfect basses. Like they're not going to know what to do. And I'm also going to bet that their producers don't want to deal with that. They want to make perfect hits that they can hand out. They don't want to make perfectly timed, synchronized bass and kick drum patterns that are in weird time signatures. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying, Elizabeth. Like, get in the car and drive. Get in the car and drive, man. But you are right. Like, my buddy Tommy Graves is a great example. He's got 36,000 monthly listeners. He's killing it, right? He's doing good. I think he paid his rent once with his streams, which is just like what a blessing. And he got sponsored to do a full set music video. They did like multiple days. They had directors, they had cameras, all the shit, sets, budget, all the things, right? And he said, with due respect, and this isn't his words. This is my takeaway from the situation. So he didn't say any of this. I take that part back. I feel like it probably wasn't worth the time or the investment. Because like on top of all that time and color coding and lining up and getting actors and taking the shoots and all the stuff, now you have to find a way to market it still. And if I can do a one take or a live performance, make it like connecting, I think that that is way easier. Because like, okay, if it takes me 40 tries on my one take, well, the last 5 seconds of all 40 tries are an outtake reel on TikTok. And that's all I got to do is go grab the last 5 seconds of every take. And then once you're done, you just got to go through it. And I'm paraphrasing because I'm sure this is a bitch because getting the actual take is going to be a bitch. But like you got to color code, you got to make sure everything looks clean on the way through. And there you go. There's your thing, right? Like you can't, it's not like you film the whole thing and then you go like this one camera was just out of focus a little bit too long by accident, or we forgot to color grade this one camera out of 30 cameras. Like, what a bitch. Who wants to do that anymore? And then if you don't need to do that, then what do you need the label for? And in the vein of having the freaks and the outliers, go find a marketing freak. Go find a Gary Vaynerchuk. Go find an upcoming Gary Vaynerchuk. Get them to market your project. They'll do better than Sony is. Sony might have the reach and the name, but go get someone to have you go viral a few times. Like, holy shit. Yeah, Lost Hate. Like, there is still a lot of emotion behind screaming and just like distorted vocals and stuff like that. And some people do it really well and some people do it really bad. And the people who do it really well are going to shine longer than those not doing it, right? No joke about relative perceived worth. Yeah, absolutely. The musician said, I'll tell you what you call the plumbers union and you get 6 plumbers to work with 6 o'clock until midnight on a Saturday. Whatever they charge, I'll charge you half. Yeah, for real though. For real. You know the song Gale? No, I don't. Yeah, but even then, so like the biggest fear, like a guy should have a website. I should have a website. Someone wants to hit me up. Because like let's just imagine what happens if YouTube goes away. You know, there's lots of scary stuff going on YouTube. What happens if YouTube goes away? This is my full-time job, y'all. This is my full-time job. And like I said, I make like, if on monetized videos, I make like $5 to $8 maybe a video. Some of them do more. Some of them don't pay anything. Most of them don't pay anything. Patreon does okay. Like I pay my bills. I contribute. And that's about it. And I'm happy. And I think that gets like misconstrued a little bit, right? But if that all goes away, I don't know what I'm going to do. I got my Patreons. I can reach out to y'all, but what am I going to do? Start asking y'all to start supporting me and like extra, like sending me to your friends, telling them to sign up. Like it's scary, right? And I think like with a label, it's the same thing. Like if they just decide, you know, we hired you for this certain thing, but now we found someone who's just like a little bit prettier or like a little bit bigger and buffer. You know what I mean? Heard the Gale song? Danny, let me look it up. Oh, my phone's my camera. Oh, A, B, C, D, E, F, U. Yeah. I've heard that one. Danielle plays that one. Yeah, and that's cool. And then like Lost Hate. So like of those people, you're going to inspire some more people or some more people are going to be found. And then the ones that stick out, the outliers, they're going to build these huge audiences. And now like I said, like Polyphia is a great example of that. Like that is the most obscure, crazy music that like millions of people tune into. Millions, man. It gives me vibes of like Eddie Van Halen back in the day, like in his prime or like in the beginning when people just like wanted to see what like he's holding a drill to his guitar. And I don't even know if he was the first to do a lot of that stuff, but like still people like it was one of the first commercial acts to do that. And he even said like, he's like, I didn't invent tapping, man. He's like, I just tried to make it my own thing. Like, and guitar playing, in my opinion, hasn't really been cool since that. And like drumming, like who's the last like dedicated drummer where it was like, this is a drum show? Like Neil Peart, rest in peace. Tommy Lee, maybe in the 80s, going around on that track and like flipping upside down and all the shit. Buddy from Smashing Pumpkins, he was like a really, like when you heard his drums, you're like, oh yeah, that's Buddy from Smashing Pumpkins. Yeah, Jimmy Page did lots of that stuff. Like all that shit happened. It's just like someone found a way to make it cool and make it stand out, and then all of a sudden it popped off, and everyone wants to do that. And it's like they had a label behind them, but that was in a different time. Welcome, Phyllis. Welcome. So hold on, I wanted to read this. I was shocked that they planned much great. Oh, they like played it off as like something that it actually wasn't. What's up, McFly? What's up, McFly? We got another reactor in here. I appreciate y'all, man. The support's really cool. McFly and I are talking about this will be our last little chat here, and then I gotta get going. I can hear Daniel's up now. I gotta make breakfast. I want to make breakfast. What is the most misconception people have about rock music? I think it depends on the side of rock. Like I was talking about AC/DC earlier, so people will listen to that and they'll go, "Oh man, that doesn't take any talent." Go play it back for me. Go play it top to bottom, note for note, because it's tough, man. Like or like the Beatles, the drummer, bro. Like people will be like, "Yeah, man." Like what? I lost his name now. Ringo Starr, like he's not really a drummer. And he's like, well, go play one of his songs. Go play one. Because my goodness, man, like if you play it too correctly, it's wrong. If you play it too loose, it's wrong. Like, so like I just think that like people need to, as a general term, people need to chill on like their like the I don't know if it's like an ego thing or like this like something has to be a certain way or be tight a certain way to be good. It's like, nah, man, like go play me some AC/DC drums because it's hard. Okay, Ashleyna, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate seeing you here. I appreciate the support. Oh yeah, so here's our last little talk here. But I was talking to McFly a little bit and Disco Doc and a couple others about trying to make like I imagine an app, but for now I'm thinking like a spreadsheet where like y'all as reaction consumers, you can go there and be like, okay, these are artists that actively promote reactions. So you can go and support their music. Maybe it's a playlist. Like I got a couple friends that'll be on there, this and that, right? And then if I'm a reactor, I can go to this same playlist and be like, all these people are cool reactors. Their fan bases are cool with reactors. Why don't I jump in here a little bit and support? And I think that if we had like a safe space where we could kind of go back and forward into each other's world, right? And I think that'd be really cool. And I think the more we do that, the more people will follow on, the more that will build an audience. So like instead of me surprising y'all with an artist you've never heard of, y'all will know in that series that this is an indie artist and you should check them out at least for the first 10 seconds and see if you like them. And if you do, then you could jump into the playlist or whatever, give them some streams. And if you don't, then there'll be 50 others, there'll be 200 others. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think something like that would be cool. And it's a little safer too, because like it's honestly scary. Like you post a video and I don't even know if it's going to get published or not, let alone if it's going to damage my account or not. And like you can usually figure it out within reason if it's going to damage your account, but like it's scary, man. So like having like a safe boat, I think would be pretty cool. Lost Hate, yeah, CUC. Would you ever react to other stuff than music, like funny videos, etc.? I'd react to anything y'all want. I will react to anything you guys want. Well, that's a lie. I do have like my values do play into a part of that too. So like if it presses against my values, I won't do it. Yeah, I would react to anything. I love comedy. I was thinking about doing so like I have ADHD and I have well, I shouldn't really say it like this confidently, but like an executive function disorder. And it makes piecing stories and things together really hard. So I was thinking about watching movies and then trying to tell y'all what the movie was about, because I think that would be hilarious. And if not for anyone, but for me, it would be really funny. And it could be any movie. It could be funny, it could be serious, it could be scary. And the way that I'm going to tell the story at the end is going to be, it's going to be like Telephone in grade school. Yeah, indie artist Thursdays. Like I got two comedians I want to bring on, have on the channel. I think they'd be fun. Um, the thing is, like, I'm most confident when I can see gear and equipment because I can talk about it. And for me, I look at that stuff like it's an instrument. So it's like, how does that play into this actual performance that's happening? And I don't want it to sound like this microphone is the performance because that's not it. Like, you need good input. It's just like it adds to it, right? Like, my voice sounding like this sounds this way because of this microphone and because of all the shit that I did to it. But like a different microphone wouldn't sound like this, right? Let's see. Have you thought about Twitch Live? You could choose what makes it to YouTube. Yeah. Yeah. Elizabeth can vouch for me and Andy can vouch for me. We've done a lot of that. I think what happened is I think I burned myself out because I started, well, burnout, I guess, can show up for different for everybody, but I started feeling guilty that I had said and reacted to so many things that I didn't know how to keep talking about those things. And I think that emotional strain burned me out more than the actual live streams because I love live streaming. Y'all are so much fun. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Follow me on Twitch. Elizabeth, you got a keyboard handy? Actually, I got a keyboard handy. It's right in front of me. Follow me on Twitch. We'll hang out on there. When my friend Andon comes down, y'all are gonna love Andon. Him and I go way back to like maybe even before kindergarten. Um, but he's gonna come down here for a few days. I go pick him up in 2 days, and we're gonna do lots of chatting. So we'll hang out on Twitch. We'll watch all kinds of stuff. Um, come hang out on Twitch. Come hang out on Discord. You can chat it up on Discord. You telling me I gotta go? Can you hear Danielle getting up or what? I can hear my dog. New York City. What's up, Joey? Andy is everywhere. Andy is everywhere. I've been trying to be everywhere lately. I like when I watch my friends' videos and they're all saying my name. Okay, my friends, I gotta go. Beautiful fiance is awake. She's in her hoodie, so I'm not gonna bring her in here. Oh, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Elizabeth, thank you for sharing the Discord. I appreciate that. Breezy friends, we're gonna do a live stream on Friday, on Black Friday. So if y'all got some new speakers and stuff, y'all should we do a live stream this week? Maybe I can answer some questions about Black Friday stuff. Would that be valuable to anybody? Because I've got a little video I'm working on. I'm trying to get out before Friday of my like all the lights and all the stuff I use in my studio here. But I know there's like lots of really good sales on. So if y'all want, I would have no problem. Yeah, there's like a couple seconds delay on this. Let me know. Took my 16 second. Podcast stream? Yeah, I think that'd be okay. McFly, we could hang out, talk some equipment, talk some streaming, talk some gear, shop talk. Okay, my friends, it's been beautiful hanging out with you this morning. How long do we get on here? Almost an hour and a half. I appreciate everyone hanging with me. I have some fresh videos up for y'all today. If you don't want to contribute to the Patreon, there is a free tier that I am trying to work on. So I feel free to sub over there for free if you'd like. There is some available content there for free already. And I'm trying to find a way to make that valuable, but that's going to be a December project. My cat's trying to get in here. Okay, y'all have a great day. Bye for now. I appreciate everyone hanging out with me. Have the best day.